Hey, welcome back to the channel. If you're watching this video right now, chances are you already know what's been blowing up in the K-pop world today. But if you don't, get ready. Because the news I'm bringing you today is not just any ordinary news. This is not just a chart. This is not just a number. This is history being rewritten over and over again by one single name. Park Jimin. Spotify Wrapped 2025 was just released on December 4th, 2025, and the results? Jimin didn't just win. Jimin dominated. Triple crown. A perfect hat trick. And what makes this even more incredible, this is not the first time he's done this. This is the third time in a row. So get comfortable, grab your snacks, because in this video we are going to break down everything about Jimin's achievements at Spotify Wrapped 2025, why this is so historically significant, and how he managed to pull all of this off even while BTS is still in the middle of their mandatory military service. Let's go! Before we dive into the details, I want to make sure everyone watching understands why Spotify Wrapped is such a big deal, especially in the Korean music industry. Spotify Wrapped is an annual report released by Spotify every early December. This report summarizes a full year of streaming data, which artists were listened to the most, which songs were played the most, which albums were most in demand. And this is not random data. This is pure, unfiltered data from hundreds of millions of listeners around the world. What makes Spotify Wrapped 2025 in Korea so incredibly special is that the Korean market is unique. Korean listeners have a different taste from global listeners. They are loyal, they are passionate, and the competition is fierce. There are massive idol groups, legendary senior artists, and new acts constantly emerging. To stay at the top, not just for 1 year, but 3 consecutive years, that's something almost impossible to do. And Jimin did it. In 2025, Spotify revealed that over 181 billion minutes of K-pop content were streamed worldwide. A fantastic number. And out of all of that, in the Korean market itself, one name kept standing at the very top of the charts. Jimin. Okay, now we get into the main event. What makes Jimin's achievement at Spotify Wrapped 2025 Korea so extraordinary is that he didn't just win one category. He won 3 categories at the same time. Fans call it the Triple Crown, and this is something incredibly rare. First, most streamed artist in Korea, Jimin, for the 3rd consecutive year. Jimin became the most streamed artist in Korea for the 3rd year in a row, followed by Lim Young-woon in 2nd place, Jin in 3rd, Jungkook in 4th, and Plav in 5th. Just think about how intense this competition is. In 2nd place is Lim Young-woon, a legendary trot singer with an enormous fanbase across Korea. In 3rd place is Jin, a BTS member who just made his comeback after military service and immediately exploded with his album. In 4th place is Jungkook. In 5th place is Plav, a virtual boy group that is currently massively hyped. The full list of most streamed artists in Korea 2025 goes: Jimin at number 1, Lim Young-woon at number 2, Jin at number 3, Jungkook at number 4, Plav at number 5, G-Dragon at number 6, Big Bang at number 7, aespa at number 8, New Jeans at number 9, and Day 6 at number 10. And Jimin is at the top, above all those massive names, 3 years in a row. Second, most streamed song in Korea, Who by Jimin. Jimin dominated Spotify Wrapped 2025 in South Korea by claiming most streamed artist, most streamed album with Muse, and most streamed song with Who. Who is an incredibly special song. It was released while Jimin was serving in the military. Yes, you heard that right. The song that became number 1 in Korea was released while the singer himself was in the barracks. That shows just how powerful the connection is between Jimin and his listeners. This song didn't need direct promotion, didn't need live performances, didn't need real-time social media interaction from Jimin himself, but it still exploded and kept being played throughout all of 2025. The most streamed songs in Korea 2025 list goes: Who by Jimin at number 1, Don't Say You Love Me by Jin at number 2, 7 by Jungkook at number 3, Winter Ahead by V featuring Park Hyo-shin at number 4, Standing Next to You by Jungkook at number 5, Be Mine by Jimin at number 6, and Heavenly Ever After by Lim Young-woon at number 7. Notice that Jimin doesn't just have one song on that chart. Who at number 1 and Be Mine at number 6. 2 songs in the top 10 at the same time. Third, most streamed album in Korea, Muse by Jimin. Muse is Jimin's project that was also released while he was serving in the military. And this album didn't just sell well. It became the most listened to album throughout all of 2025 in Korea, beating out albums from artists who were actively promoting, appearing on various shows, constantly showing up in the media. Jimin did it from inside a military base. This is not luck. This is a testament to the quality of his music and the strength of the fan base he has built over many years. Now let's zoom out a little and look at the bigger global picture, because Jimin's achievement cannot be separated from a much larger context. At the global level, BTS once again became the most streamed K-pop artist in the world for the 4th consecutive year. This number is insane. The 4th consecutive time. And that happened without any group activity whatsoever, because all BTS members were serving or had just completed their mandatory military service. BTS topped the chart as the most streamed K-pop act globally, a remarkable achievement given that the group had no group activities at all throughout the year. Jungkook secured position number 8 in the most streamed global K-pop artist chart, becoming the only male soloist in the top 10. And globally, Jimin's Who also made it into the global rankings. Who by Jimin and Don't Say You Love Me by Jin also made it into the global most streamed charts, landing at positions 26 and 42 respectively. Now let's talk about competition on the global K-pop chart. At the top of the global K-pop songs chart was APT by Rose and Bruno Mars, followed by Golden by HUNTR/X in 2nd place. Then Who by Jimin in 3rd place. Don't Say You Love Me by Jin in 4th place. And Like Jenny by Jenny in 5th place. So at the global level, Jimin is competing against cross-genre collaborations like Rose featuring Bruno Mars, a global superstar with his own massive fanbase outside of K-pop, and he still managed to land in the top 3. That is extraordinary. What we need to remember is that APT had the advantage of collaborating with Bruno Mars, giving it exposure to non-K-pop markets worldwide. But Who by Jimin? That is pure music quality and the dedication of his listeners working together. If you've been scrolling through Twitter, TikTok, or Instagram since December 4th, you already know how absolutely wild the reaction has been from the global K-pop community. ARMY, the name for BTS fans, obviously exploded with joy. But what's interesting is that the positive reactions didn't only come from Jimin's fans or BTS fans. Many music industry observers, K-pop journalists, and even fans from other groups acknowledged just how incredible this achievement truly is. One fan commented that having Who named as the most streamed song by a male K-pop soloist globally on Spotify Wrapped 2025 was real proof of the song's quality and Jimin's extraordinary power as a soloist, calling him the absolute king of the streaming world. And rightfully so. No one can argue with the data. Spotify Wrapped is not the result of fan voting. It's not a social media poll. This is pure streaming data. How many times a song was played, how many unique listeners it reached, how many hours of listening time it accumulated. All objective numbers. And the numbers say, Jimin is number 1. There's also been a lot of commentary about the fact that Who was already over a year and a half old by the time Spotify Wrapped 2025 was announced, released in 2024, yet still remaining the number 1 song in Korea throughout all of 2025. Fans noted that Who continues to shine even after more than a year and a half since its release, demonstrating the kind of timeless quality that transcends the usual K-pop release cycle. On another side of the conversation, there's also a fascinating discussion about how this affects the perception of Jimin as a soloist. When BTS members first started releasing solo projects, many were skeptical. Could BTS members succeed without the group name? Could they compete at the same level as standalone artists? Jimin answered that question with absolute clarity. Now we get to the most interesting question of all. Why Jimin? Why not another artist? Why not an idol who is more actively promoting? Why not a group with a fresh comeback? There are several factors that I think are absolutely crucial to understand. Factor 1. Unmatched music quality. Muse is a mature and deeply layered piece of work. Different from what many people expect K-pop idol music to sound like, Jimin took enormous artistic risks. The songs in Muse explore complex emotional themes, vulnerability, and the search for personal identity. This is not music designed for easy consumption. This is music designed to be felt. And listeners responded to it in the most genuine way possible. They kept playing it over and over again throughout the entire year. Factor 2. Deep emotional connection with listeners. There is something about the way Jimin delivers music that is difficult to explain but very real to feel. Listeners don't just enjoy his music, they feel a personal connection to his songs. Who, in particular, carries an emotional quality that is deeply universal. The question of "Who am I?" embedded in the song is a question that every single person has asked themselves at some point. And the way Jimin sings it, with vulnerability and raw honesty, makes listeners feel truly understood. Factor 3. A loyal and highly active fan base. ARMY is one of the most dedicated fan bases in the world. But this isn't just about quantity, it's about the quality of their dedication. They don't just stream once and move on to the next song. They stream repeatedly. They build playlists. They recommend the music to friends and family. They engage with Spotify's algorithm in completely organic ways. And it's this quality of engagement that keeps Jimin's streaming numbers consistently high throughout the year, not just in the first week of a release. Factor 4. The absence makes the heart grow fonder effect. This might sound paradoxical, but military service may have actually strengthened Jimin's position. When someone you care about deeply cannot be present, you begin to treasure what they've left behind even more. Listeners play Jimin's songs not only because the songs are great, but also because there's a sense of longing, an emotion that stays alive in the music itself. His music became a bridge between Jimin and his listeners during this period of temporary separation. Factor 5. Consistency across the years. Nobody rises to the #1 position 3 times in a row without consistency. Jimin built his popularity gradually, song by song, moment by moment. From Lie in the Wings era, Serendipity in the Love Yourself era, Filter, which has always been a fan favorite, to his first solo album Face, with Like Crazy, that also blew up globally. Every step Jimin took was intentional, building a strong foundation for long-term success. To truly understand how extraordinary Jimin's achievement is, we need to look at the overall K-pop industry landscape in 2025. 2025 was an incredibly competitive year. G-Dragon made his long-awaited comeback and immediately made a massive impact, landing at number 6 on the Korean Artist Chart. aespa continued building their momentum. New Jeans, despite being in the middle of a highly controversial situation, still managed to land in the top 10. Flav, the unique virtual boy group, secured position 5. Lim Young-woon, the self-proclaimed king of trot, held strong at position 2. All of these artists were active. All of them had serious momentum. All of them had enormous fan bases. And Jimin, who was serving in the military, beat all of them. This is a very powerful statement about Jimin's position in the Korean music industry. Not just within the K-pop community, but across the entire Korean music industry, cutting across genres, cutting across generations. It's also important to note that Lim Young-woon, who landed at number 2, is an extremely mainstream artist in Korea. Not an idol in the traditional sense. He's a trot singer with a fan base spanning all ages, from teenagers to grandparents. To beat an artist with that kind of broad demographic reach, you truly have to transcend the boundaries of any single community or genre. Now for the question that everyone wants answered. What happens next? Jimin will be completing his mandatory military service soon. And when he returns, just imagine what could happen. Over 2 years in the military, with no direct promotion, no live performances, no real-time interaction with fans. His music has already broken these records. What will happen when he becomes active again? When he can promote freely, perform on stage, interact directly with fans, create new content? The K-pop industry is already waiting with bated breath. And it's not just Jimin. All of BTS will soon be fully reunited. When this group comes back together, with every member having matured as individual solo artists, with new experiences, with fresh perspectives gained from their time in military service, that will be the biggest comeback in K-pop history. Full stop. But for Jimin specifically, Spotify Rap 2025 is proof that his position in the industry is incredibly, undeniably strong. He doesn't need to prove anything to anyone anymore. The data has spoken. 3 years in a row. Triple Crown 2025. History has been written. Alright, before we close out this video, let's recap every single one of Jimin's achievements at Spotify Wrapped 2025. Number 1. Most streamed artist in Korea for the third consecutive year, beating every active artist including Lim Young-woong, G-Dragon, aespa, New Jeans, and every other BTS member. Number 2. Most streamed song in Korea with Who, a song released while Jimin was serving in the military, already over a year old, yet still the most popular song throughout all of 2025. Number 3. Most streamed album in Korea with Muse, beating every new album released in 2025 from artists who were actively promoting. Number 4. Who also entered the most streamed K-pop songs globally at position 3 and broke into the global Spotify chart at position 26. Number 5. Who was named the most streamed song from a male K-pop soloist globally. This is not one or two achievements. This is total, comprehensive, and historic domination. Guys, I truly believe this is one of the biggest moments in Jimin's career, and possibly one of the biggest moments in modern K-pop history. To claim the triple crown at Spotify Wrapped Korea 3 consecutive years in a row, while serving in the military, while unable to actively promote, that is something no one has ever done before. Park Jimin is not just an idol. He is not just an artist. He is a cultural phenomenon that transcends genre, transcends generation, and transcends all the ordinary limits that exist in the entertainment industry. And this is only the beginning. When he fully returns from military service, when BTS is reunited, the next chapter will be far bigger than anything we've seen so far. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment down below. What Jimin achievement impressed you the most? And share this video with your fellow ARMY and K-pop fans so everyone knows just how historic this moment truly is. See you in the next video. Stay healthy and keep supporting your favorite artists. Annyeong. Like, thumbs up, subscribe, bell, share, up, right arrow.